As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
This is a weird game.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
I don't.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Why is it like whisper?
Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Where's that cat?
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Eddie. You would like this game a lot.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal.
Yeah,
There was just
like
too much of it,
specters or something.
like a smile with too many teeth.
You're
Even the
probably not gonna
fireplace had a
understand that.
story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Oh, that's the original house. That's cool.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Of course, it's really weird music.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
I just keep talking about the one night.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
It's kind of like the haunting of Bly House or something like that. Or Hill House, I mean.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Kind of, yeah. The houses. There's like whisper and stuff. It's kind of weird. Calvin, 1950 to 1961. So he was only 11.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
It's quite weird. I see like a ghost or something.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Let's go into the room.
Mom must have locked the 3rd floor stairs on the night we left. Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Oh, I'm in her room.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
It's like their family kept having kids and they kept on dying. Did I just like kids?
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
I'm playing the Molly one.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
What the fuck?
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
This girl is a freak. She thought about eating her own fish. What the fuck? YouTube.
Halloween candy was all gone.
Oh, I think I know where this game is going to be. I think I'm going to keep finding diaries and playing as them people in the diaries.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh, I'm eating 2 pennies. Let's see.
I ate a lot of things that night.
I'm eating berries off of a holly tree.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a
Oh,
cat.
I'm a cat. Maybe you're cool then. How do I get up there now? What the fuck?
Hello.
Yeah.
My name is Emily.
Okay, let's stop. How do I get off this tree? I wonder did I fall?
I mean Edith.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn off the comments. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, I jumped. Oh, I see. Did you hear me meow? Look, watch this. I'm gonna kill this bird.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
This is what it feels like to be a cat. Oh my god. Look at me. Now what?
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
I'd be running up a tree.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really
1960.
tired.
So, where the hell did that bird go now?
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Maybe climb.
I gobbled her up.
Oh shit. See that
And
then?
suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
I know. I am. I don't know where I'm going though.
Rabbits.
Shit, I missed. Maybe catch him.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Maybe you want to catch more.
A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
This is ridiculous.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
What the fuck? She's a freak. God, this seal be. Yeah, I was like a detective girl. Then I read her diary, and then I turned into a diary. Am I eating the seal or what? Like. It is sure I'm reading the diary. Where the fuck did that seal go? There.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
This girl is fucking psycho. Like Ed or something like that.
I grabbed on tight. And when I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything changed.
I'm an octopus, am I? Oh, that's sick. Like
Now I
really
was a
big
monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, and I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. Passenger, I was still hungry, and across the water I smelled something new, something I had to have,
I
so
think
I
the girl is
swam
like,
towards it.
she thinks she's like being a paw, but she's actually being inside.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Oh, I'm in the toilet. Oh, that's fucking sick.
I got closer and closer.
Oh, I'm in my room. This is the little girl's room now. I'd say I'm up in the bed.
All of my stomach started growling.
Oh, and the monster under her bed.
And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
What the fuck? Yeah, look, now I'm back to the girl I was.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure
God,
Edith
look
would
at
have.
all the people I have to fucking do. See, now I'm back. I read that diary there.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here.
Yeah.
Before my mom sealed the doors.
I'm actually the only daughter that survived or something like that. There's the cat. BB jump.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
No. They're like sisters or something.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize
I don't know
him.
who she is yet.
Her room was like a museum.
Oh,
For
this must be
500
her,
years,
like,
the
diary
Finches
too.
have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Oh yeah, look.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Oh, she was the granny of Edie. She was the granny.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
It wasn't pink. No, it wasn't, Liv. The bathroom wasn't pink. And Carrie. Oh yeah. Oh look. The secret hatch.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
That's all weird.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
That's so weird.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
What the fuck? Wasn't I supposed to find this big? No! Oh, thank God. Thought I had to go in.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by
This
Sam
is probably
Finch.
another thing now.
The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Oh, damn. Oh, I remember seeing this part on I remember seeing this part on the trailer.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom.
That's so weird. Look, you see
And he
why I
did.
was only swinging one leg.
At Barbara's funeral,
That's
he
because I
swore
wasn't pushing the two
he'd
buttons.
never be afraid again. And he wasn't.
I thought,
I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
see, look.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Can you jump off something?
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
Oh, shit. Like, I know it's gonna have the trees go burning.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Oh my god.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Such a retired president put a swing like.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Yeah.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Oh, look. That's so weird.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
And look, the big saw on the roof. Come down, kids. See what I can see inside your room. To find out the very top one. Yeah.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
That's
Thanks.
so weird.
I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
That's so weird. Like, that's my house. That's the house I'm in.
She reached for the music box.
Yeah.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Do you hear the Halloween theme song?
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Old Finch rattled and grew still.
Oh dear! Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your screen.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
This is their house, look, you see.
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the Hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And here he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Yeah, there's a way here. Okay, that's should be unlocked. Oh, here it is.
That night, she played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Oh shit, Tink. Oh my god, I can use this long. Like,
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she whispered. It was coming from inside the house.
what the fuck?
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl.
This game would be really fun to
She
play at
had a
Halloween.
taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Oh, what the fuck? That's
Now
weird.
that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
I don't know, I can go down and check that yonk though. I can go down to the thing and check it. How do I go over here again?
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
See, oh look, it's actually broken, Liv. That's so weird. See, the table's actually broken because that actually happened. Yeah, the banister, yeah. Like, what is this girl? Like, is she fucking slow or something? I like already wound that up, but like I never knew you had to keep winding it. Yeah.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Oh, there's just power on it.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Oh my god.
If there's a pattern in all these stories,
Why do they
I
have,
think
like,
it's
a
that none
bunker?
of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
What the fuck?
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
Okay.
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Oh, here.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can.
Another fucking bunker.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin.
It's actually real. It's fucking monsters and like that.
Maybe this is all a mistake.
I slapped this one off the ledge.
But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Scarborough.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Are you still watching? It's weird, isn't it?
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left,
Oh, 100%
or
plan, yeah.
maybe two,
Yeah.
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself.
No, I don't really watch like, much
One that would
on
happen
my
to
TV
everyone
or
else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
That's over.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Look, that's the house of it. We'll see it in a second. It's cool word.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
I don't understand how I ended up out here.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
That's weird.
3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edith who designed the cemetery.
Oh look, that's them. That's kind of weird.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Fucking hell, get me a bit of a friend.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Is there even trophies in this game?
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what
This
she
girl's
wanted all
like
along.
17.
For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Maybe so.
looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh, I am pregnant. So I'm 22. No, I'm 22, sorry. But it said something about me being 17 at the very start. Yeah, I'm pregnant. I knew I was pregnant. Maybe looking pregnant. Don't fall through the glass.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
There's the tin.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
This lad must have liked cats. Let's see if he's afraid. Oh my god, it's literally our dad.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
How the fuck do
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
take pictures of what?
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though. Aw.
What do you think I do? Like literally, what the fuck? So I took a picture of the bird. The bird flew over here. I literally have a clue what happened.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely... Hey!
That's a keeper.
Nothing quite like being outside. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
To tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
What the fuck do I say?
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa's Fen taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time.
What the fuck do I take a picture?
Give me a minute to check the map. Let's see. You don't need to waste any more film on me, kiddo. Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn up. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to... Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Oh my god, look at
Sorry, Dawn, just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
this fucking... What the fuck?
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me. After Sam died, My mom and Edie got really close.
Hello?
They'd both lost a lot.
Hello?
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Send over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw. It sure made him happy. I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel her slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.